Hello guys, welcome to Online Web Tutor. I am Sanjay. We are learning Level 8 Framework tutorial. This is our part number 68. Inside this video, we will continue our CRUD application, and inside this, we will see render edit form layout. So if I back to browser, in the last video, this is the data what we have rendered from our database table. Now inside this list, we have an action column. Inside this action column, we have two buttons called edit and delete. So inside this video, let's say when we click on this edit button, right now we don't have any layout. So what we want that when anyone clicks on this edit button, first of all, we should have a form, and inside that form, we should have all the data on the behalf of this device ID what we have passed inside this URL. So back to editor. So inside this edit button, this is the route what we have used called device.edit, and inside this route we have passed the dynamic device ID. When I back to our terminal and let's close this development server, when I type PHP artisan, let's say route list, pressing enter, now inside this list, as we can see that device.edit is calling edit method of device controller. So we need to go inside device controller, and inside this device controller we should have a edit method. Now here inside this edit method, as we can see that we have an instance of device model, and keep in mind we are passing a device ID on the URL. So on the behalf of passed device ID, we need to fetch the data, and we need to send here inside any of the view file what we will pass inside this edit method. So first of all, let's type return view, and we are going to make inside CRUD folder we should have a file called edit. It means edit.blade.php. So if I go inside resources folder, views folder, inside CRUD folder, and let's say that it will be something edit device, because we have, let's say, add device. So I will go inside this folder and let's create a blade template file. It should be PHP, and what I will do to save our time, I will copy the layout of this add device page and will paste inside this edit device page. Now inside this edit layout, what we will do, we will change, let's say this is not add device, this is edit device. Also change the label here, so it should be edit device. Now here inside this we should have, let's say, device.index, which is the button for listing our devices. So for now, if we save all these changes, first of all let's put a semicolon, save all these changes, go and reload this page, and I think that our development server has been closed. So we need to start that, start it, go and reload, and here we have edit device page. Now next, here also we need to change the label, back to editor, template, this should not be add, it should be something, let's say edit here, go and reload this page. So here we have edit device. Now next, what we want on the behalf of this device ID, means inside this route we need to fetch a device model object, and by the help of that object on the behalf of this ID called to, if you go inside this table, so on the behalf of this to value we need to fetch, let's say, the name and the status. So back here, and inside this device controller already we have an instance of device model. So what we will do, simply we need to pass this model object inside this view file. Here I will write, let's say, device arrow operator, and this is device. Keep in mind, in the last videos we had discussed a concept of route model binding. So this is something like that. On the behalf of this URL, means a route, we are binding our model. Now go to our edit page. On the behalf of device instance, what I will do, let's say value, inside this value, let's say device, here we should have a name go here inside this status. This is the name of the table column, keep in mind. And here we will use called if directive, let's say device status column, if it equals to 1. Here we have, let's say, and if, and inside this we are going to add selected attribute. So if the status equals to 1, it means the device has been active. Pasting it here. This is when the device status equals to 0, then this will be selected. Now if I save all these changes, go and reload this page. Now as we can see that we are getting device 2 and the status is active. Again, if you go inside this list devices, this time let's try for device 3, the name and the status. Click on edit, and as we can see that status is inactive and device 3. Now in the next video we will see let's say very important concept in Laravel, that is method spoofing. Inside method spoofing we will hit a route with the request type, let's say put or delete, because inside this case if we inspect this form, right now inside this form we have the method type equals to post, but when we go inside this route list, as we can see we have a update method which is going to call update method of device controller, and here as we can see we can hit this method by using put request type and patch request type. But browser will process, or let's say browser only process the request for get and post, but rest like for the delete, put or patch, we need to use this concept by using method spoofing. So in the next video we will discuss that, and we will update our data on the behalf of updated value to our database table. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.